Alright, how's it going, boys? Welcome back to episode 5 now of my franchise mode series with the Montreal Canadiens. Will Montreal select with the number 9 pick? Trade rumors swirl. So with the 2025 NHL draft just days away, speculation is mounting about whether the Montreal Canadiens will use their number 9 pick or trade it for immediate help. So will Crosby be traded? Montreal's bold move for the veteran superstar. In a shocking development, rumors are swirling that the Montreal Canadiens are considering a blockbuster trade for Sidney Crosby. Trevor Zegras on the block. Canadiens eyeing trade for young star. Trevor Zegras could be on his way to Montreal, as rumors indicate the Canadiens are aggressively pursuing the dynamic center. The Anaheim Ducks are reportedly open to offers, and Montreal sees Zegras as a perfect fit for their style of play. Montreal looking at Draisaitl. Canadiens plotting major trade. Leon Draisaitl's name is surfaced in trade rumors, with the Montreal Canadiens reportedly showing significant interest in the Edmonton Oilers superstar. As the 2025 NHL draft nears, Montreal is believed to be exploring all options to bring in high-impact player like Draisaitl, who can instantly elevate their offense. So it's a 2025 entry draft now. I have to be honest, I'm in a win now mode, so the rumors are in fact true. I'm going to be going after some big pieces this offseason. St. Louis is on the board. With the first overall pick, the St. Louis Blues select Braden Baldwin. So what league did he play in? La Liga, 41 points in 60 games. So outstanding pick for the St. Louis Blues. Seattle Kraken are on the board. With the second overall pick, the Seattle Kraken are proud to select Johan Seidenberg. Right wing sniper, filthy shooting, good skating, good offensive awareness. It's a good second overall pick. Played in the SHL there, 11 points in 49 games. With the third overall pick, the Ottawa Senators are proud to select Olli Karanen. Left side D, 6'3", 198 pounds, offensive defenseman. Pretty solid pick. 22 points in 55 games in La Liga. So it looks as though Gary Bettman is getting on stage. It's not the Nashville Predators.
You're losing some energy, but I have 2 trades to... That's good. You want to hear the 2 trades? They involve the Canadiens.
The first trade, the Montreal Canadiens trade away Vladimir Moroza, Josh Anderson, Alex Newhook, David Reinbacher, and this year's 9th overall pick via Calgary to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Letang. Trade number 2. The Montreal Canadiens trade away Evgeny Malkin to the Washington Capitals in exchange for Sonny Milano and this year's 2nd round pick. With the 4th overall pick, the Nashville Predators are proud to select from the Brandon Wheat Kings of the WHL, Roger McQueen. So 6'5", 209, 18 years old. He got 118 points in 70 games there. So that's your 4th overall pick. With the 5th overall pick, the Utah Steelheads are proud to select from the Saginaw Spirit of the OHL, Michael Misa. 6'2", 193. It's a good playmaking center right there. He got himself 102 points in 67 games. With the 6th overall pick, the Anaheim Ducks are proud to select from the TriStar Americans of the WHL, Jordan Gavin. So another playmaking center off the board there. He got 87 points in 72 games. So not the best numbers, but it's still very good. You can't go wrong with PPG in a league. With the 7th overall pick, the Philadelphia Flyers are proud to select Johan Ackerlin. So two-way forward centerman, 18 years old, 185, 5'11". He played in La Liga, so 11 points in 56 games. With the 8th overall pick, the New York Islanders are proud to select Raimo Kultanen. 82 overall, 5'10", 184 sniper. Look at that shooting. The shooting is unbelievable. Good offensive awareness, good hands, good defensive awareness already. He put up 17 points in 51 games in the SHL, so playing roughly third line minutes right there. It's going to be a fantastic pick for the New York Islanders. At number 9, the Pittsburgh Penguins are proud to select Porter Martone. So this guy's 18, 6'4", playmaking winger, 72 points in 68 games. That would have been our pick, but you know what? We got Sidney Crosby out of this. With the 10th overall pick, the San Jose Sharks are proud to select Ollie Barkov. 69 medium top 6, 15 points in 55 games in La Liga. Still pretty good numbers for a 10th overall pick, but it's dropping off a bit. With the 11th overall pick, the Pittsburgh Penguins are proud to select Adam Bennick. So 5'8" center, 151 pounds. I personally think this is a terrible pick, but it might work out for them. Who knows? Yeah, 151 pounds. I'm just surprised. Usually a guy like that would go later in the draft, but 11 points in 43 games played. I'm not too sure what league this is, but it is a men's league. I know that. It's a European league. So not the worst of numbers, but 71 overall, medium top 6. We'll see how that pans out. The 12th overall pick, the Minnesota Wild are proud to select Marcus Petterstrom. So right-wing playmaker, 6'2", 193 pounds. 66 overall, medium top 6, 15 points in 49 games. With the 13th overall pick, the Calgary Flames are proud to select Tommy Petrolainen. So a defensive defenseman there, 6'4", 213 pounds, 64 medium top 4. He got 2 points in 43 games, but he's not a pointer. He's a defensive defenseman, so decent pick there for the Calgary Flames. With the 14th overall pick, the Montreal Canadiens are very proud to select Gabriel Daigle from the QMJHL. So 6'5", 229-pound goalie. Boys, you're looking at the face of the future right here. 68 medium elite. All right, guys, I'll skip to our 30th pick of the draft. I'm not going to go through the entire first round. To be honest, wasn't the best draft anyways. A lot of medium top 9s and low top 6s. So we're hoping, next year and the years after that, I don't screw up on the recording. But nonetheless, at 30th overall, the Montreal Canadiens are proud to select defenseman Carl Braun. So a left-handed shooter playing the right side, 6'3", offensive defenseman. He's 62, medium top 4. So I'm not expecting too much from him. But after this Reinbacher trade, it's not the worst type of player to end up drafting there to end the first round for the Montreal Canadiens. Rumors were true. Edmonton offered similar deal to the one that landed Crosby. In a stunning revelation, it has been confirmed that the Edmonton Oilers were indeed offered a blockbuster deal for Leon Draisaitl, similar to the one that landed Sidney Crosby in Montreal. Alright, so it's a 2025 re-signed phase. What I'm going to do is just show you guys the re-signed players and the players I ended up releasing. As you see here, the ones that we signed are the ones that are bold, and the ones that are not bold are the ones that we released. I even marked it as released just so you could see it clearly. So we did re-sign Tyler Toffoli, 2 years, $8.7 million, so it kind of matches the Crosby one. He wasn't going to go for anything lower than that, so we're just going to go 8.7 for 2 years. Sean Farrell we locked up though at a very reasonable price, 7 years at $4 million. So he could play anywhere in the first, second, or third line, and he's only 23 years old. Simoneau, Kuznetsov, Heineman, and Perreault, we all signed to 2-year, 2-way contracts at $775K. The forwards we released: Christian Dvorak, Jacob Verana, Joel Armia, Michael Pezzetta, Brandon Gignac, Lucas Condotta, and Raphael Harvey Pinard. So, yeah, some heartbreaking ones, but it has to be done. We need to move on, and we need to start winning some cups. Defense there, Jaden Struble to a 1-year, $775,000, 2-way. Eric Johnson, Kovacevic, Norlinder, and Trudeau all released. Goalies, we signed Fleury to a 1-year extension at $1.875, and Felix Sandstrom to a 2-way, 2-year, $775K. Laurent Brossoit and Jacob Dobes have been released. All right, so before we hop into the 2025 free agency, we're going to look at extensions. And the only extension we need is our boy, Kirby Dach. So let's get right into it. So let's look at this 7-year, $4.5 million extension for Kirby Dach. High top 6 potential, but I don't see him being a first liner for us. So I feel like that 4.5 down the road will be fair. If we want to be a contending team, we're going to have to, cut some salaries here and there. If Suzuki Caulfield are only getting paid under $8 million, I can't have him anything more than, I mean, realistically 5 point something or in the 5 range would have been more realistic. But I'm going to shave off that 500,000 because I think he found himself a home on that second line, just below the 60-point mark. I'm not worried about the plus minus. Now that we're going to be a better team, I'm assuming he's going to be a bit more. Even if it is -2, it's not the worst. But I don't see him, or I don't expect him at least to be a -49 nor a -10 next season. I'm glad to have you on board, bud. So here's your UFA and RFA list. A lot of forwards up here at the top: Konechny, Besser. I'm going to basically take it to the about 80 overall mark, but yeah, a lot of players here. I'm not going to be going for any because I have my team more or less established. I want to bring up some young guys still, give them some ice time. So yeah, a lot of players here. Jonathan Tay still available. That's pretty cool. Potential-wise, I don't think there's going to be much. Yeah, there's not much. Akil Thomas, Madden, Denisenko. So here's defensemen here: Slavin, Middleton, McCabe, Pedersen, Fabro, Gavrikov. So even here, they have a lot of people that could fill in your top 4. I guess even with defensemen, we have the players that we need already. So maybe a couple depth here and there, and that's it. But we'll see. For goalies, you got Aiden Hill, Logan Thompson, Decord Leonard. The list goes on. You have your few that you could select. Ottinger there, RFA. Bouchard, RFA. Nichas, Valeno, Frost, Peterka, Quinn, and Pelletier, and the rest. Another news update. Canadiens targeting a starting goalie: Aiden Hill, Logan Thompson, or Joey Decord. In the latest buzz around the NHL, it has emerged that the Montreal Canadiens are actively targeting a starting goaltender ahead of the 2025 season. Sources indicate that the Montreal is eyeing the 3 potential candidates: Aiden Hill, Logan Thompson, and Joey Decord. So there it is. Habs do offer 2 contracts as starting goaltenders, in Aiden Hill and Joey Decord. So the numbers aren't finalized, but it seems as though the Montreal Canadiens put offers on goaltenders Aiden Hill and Joey Decord. We believe it to be a 3 times $5 million for Hill and a 2 times 4 for Joey Decord. So Aiden Hill decides to go to the Seattle Kraken. I offered him a 3 times 5.5. He was asking 5.5. Let's see how much he ended up getting in Seattle. So Seattle signs him to a 5 times 5.655. So it looks like Joey Decord's going to have to be our backbone there, playing with Fleury as a tandem. Joey Decord, I guess, is the play. 2 years, $3 million. 1 year, $5.2 million for JJ Peterka. So he wanted a 5 times 5. He ends up getting a 1 times 5. Marty Nichas there gets, I think, exactly the contract he wanted, of 5 times $8.5 million. So they figure out their salary issues and manage to sign Martin Nichas. Valeno actually gets a little bit more than he wants, so he gets a 5 times 8.0. He wanted a 5 times 7.95 to begin the free agency. So they gave him a bit more money, maybe a little bonus. Philly there signs Frost to a 3 times 7.4, exactly what he wanted. So welcome back to Philadelphia, Morgan Frost. And then apart from Bouchard, the other big fish in the sea, Jake Ottinger signs 7 years times 11.6. So he wanted 11.9, but he gets 11.6. Let's go look at some other notable signings here in the free agency after 10 days. To back up Shesterkin, I'm sure Quick just retired or something. Or he's just dust, one of the two. Shattenkirk to Philly. Nemesnikov to Philly. Petrie to San Jose. Broberg back to Oilers. So he was an RFA, so they just re-signed him there. Aiden Hill to Seattle, so not with us. We get Joey Decord instead. Tyler Bertuzzi there in Florida. Palmieri to Dallas. Brock Besser to Calgary. Okay, to a 6-year deal. Gustav Nyquist to Winnipeg. Jacob Middleton to Florida. So Decord there, Montreal. Kuzmenko to Philly, 3-year contract. Logan Thompson, 4 years in Ottawa. Wow. Okay. So divisional rival there. It's too bad we didn't get Aiden Hill. That would have been pretty cool. Sam Bennett in Nashville. Nice. Yeah, JJ Peterka with Buffalo. Morgan Frost with Philly. Valeno with Detroit. Travis Konechny to Edmonton. So they definitely don't have money to sign Bouchard. I wonder if we could finesse something. Jacob Slavin to Calgary. Okay. Savard to New York Islanders. So a lot of signings. Jake McCabe to Vancouver. Wenberg to Pittsburgh. Fabro to Ducks. Bukestad to Chicago. Pedersen to Oilers. Brock Nelson to the Winnipeg Jets. So the league has completely transformed, guys. So for UFAs, this is the full list here, including defense. Tarasenko, Vetrano, Martinez, Henrique, Van Riemsdyk, Jamie Benn. So it's a pretty solid pickup. Granlund, Atkinson, Eric Johnson, Kubalik, Blake Wheeler. So a lot of names still available. For goalies here, we have Leonard, Francouz, Vanacek, Kakinen, Allen, Quick, Copley. Also, Quick is right there. He did not retire, but they choose to go with Nedeljkovic over Jonathan Quick. So it's only Jack Quinn on forwards here for RFA, who's still looking to sign with his team or elsewhere. Any team to offer him anything. And Evan Bouchard here on defense. Still asking 7 years, 4.3... Sorry, not 4.3. $14.3 million. All right, we have an absolute heart crusher of a trade. The Montreal Canadiens trade away Brendan Gallagher and this year's 3rd round pick in exchange for this year's 7th round pick from the San Jose Sharks. So this is an absolute crusher. Brendan Gallagher was a huge part of our organization for so long. He never ended up becoming captain, but for all those years, he was a true captain for the Montreal Canadiens. Farewell to Brendan Gallagher. We needed to offload cap if we wanted to sign Evan Bouchard. To see Gallagher dealt the San Jose Sharks to offload cap space, a move that has left many fans heartbroken. Brendan Gallagher has been traded to the San Jose Sharks as a part of the Montreal Canadiens strategy to offload cap space. Gallagher, a fan favorite known for his grit and determination, has been a cornerstone of the Canadiens lineup for years. The trade, driven by financial considerations, marks the end of an era in Montreal. While this move provides the Canadiens with much-needed cap space, it also leaves a void in the hearts of many supporters who admired Gallagher's relentless spirit and leadership on and off the ice. Evan Bouchard decided to accept our offer of 1 year, $10.8750. Now, it's not a done deal yet. Edmonton could match it, but that means they need to come up with $10 million to match this offer. I really don't think it's going to happen. 6 days. Could they do it? The Edmonton Oilers have decided that they are not willing to match your offer of $10.875 to RFA Evan Bouchard. Given the higher level of salary involved, you must apply 4 draft picks as compensation. So this year's first, next year's first, this year's second, and this year's third. What a steal. What a steal. We have Evan Bouchard, guys. So no more real big signings. I think it's just Tarasenko left if he did sign yet. Yeah, so there you go. So Evan Bouchard to a 1-year deal. Edmonton receives compensation. Nothing big. Oh, there it is. Tarasenko to a 4-year contract at Pittsburgh. Wonder how much that one went for. So I think that was really the last big fish on the market. The rest, some good depth forwards and good depth defensemen for teams. Van Riemsdyk to Dallas. Henrique to Calgary. Bouchard to Montreal. I'd love to see that. I love it. Dvorak to Minnesota. Vanacek to Philly. All right. Vrana to New York Islanders. Does he get the chance to play in the NHL this year? We did the AHL 1 year just to get him some more confidence. He did well, so I let him go. And he signs with New York Islanders. Lindgren to Vancouver. Pelletier re-signs with Calgary. Athanasiou to St. Louis. Ryan Johansson back to Colorado. Just a depth forward there. Robin Lehner to Detroit. And honestly, guys, that's basically it for the free agency. Here are the signings that we went ahead with. A lot of depth and a couple of big pieces, but we have Radek Faksa there, 1 year, 1.875. Kyle Okposo to a 1 year, 875K. Akil Thomas, 1 year, 975. Two-way contract. Basically the same for Afinaseyev, Madden, Douglas, Sutter, and Edmonds. Give or take 25,000. On defense, we got Evan Bouchard locked up 1 year at 10.875. That costed us 2 first-round picks, one of this year, one of next year, and our second-round pick and third-round pick of this year. But I feel like it's a good improvement. You know, we have him and Lane Hudson. We have Sidney Crosby at the front, Suzuki, Caulfield still, Slav. I think we're ready to go this year, especially with the signing of Joey Decord there, 2 years, $3 million. Him and Fleury will be a pretty solid tandem this year, I believe. Minor signings there: Will Butcher, Matin Palo, and Fitzgerald there, 1 year, all two ways. All right, guys, let's dive straight into the lines. It's going to be a kind of an unorthodox lineup start, but what's good is we could definitely mix and match this lineup any way we want, and it'll always be good. We're going to start there with Toffoli on the first line with Crosby and Suzuki on the right. Then we're going to go Caulfield, Doc, and Slavkovsky on the second line. Farrell with Owen Beck and David Perron. Kyle Okposo with Radek Faksa and Emil Heineman. So that is your top 12. Defense, we're going to go with Gouli, Bouchard, Letang, Hudson, Bichelle, and Myers. Evans as well and Milano as well are both my depth forwards. Power play, we're going to go with Suzuki there with Caulfield and Slavkovsky. Crosby right next to the net and Bouchard at the point. So Lane Hudson won't get the PP1 this year, but anyway, for now, this is what it's going to be. PP2, we're going to go with Toffoli there at the bottom. Doc in the slot. Perron on the side to take the one-timers. Farrell on the other side to dish it out. And Hudson at quarterback. 4-line power play 1, I'm going to go with Crosby, Suzuki, Caulfield, Bouchard. PP2, Doc, Slavkovsky, Toffoli, and Hudson. Penalty kill, I'm pretty sure I still left it how it is. So Suzuki, Faksa, Letang, Myers. Kind of like it. Did I have Crosby on both lines? No, sorry. So Crosby there on the second line with Owen Beck, Caden Gouli, Bouchard. Perron, Doc, Hudson, Bichelle, Joey Decord, and Marc-Andre Fleury. So I know it's kind of weird because I did trade Montembeault to the Los Angeles Kings, and he had a $3.5 million contract. I did it to save a salary, and then I go sign a goalie who also makes $3 million. At the end of the day, I think it still makes sense. Montembeault isn't doing well for us. I know we were a broken team, but decided to go on to a new team and just get a fresh start in LA. They had no goalie, so it kind of made sense anyway. Decord here, better numbers regardless. Didn't play on a good team last year, and he still had a 912 save percentage, under 3 goals against average, and that's back-to-back seasons. In 2023, 2024, the team did a lot better, but yeah, last year they didn't do too well, and he still performed. So that's the reason why we went with Joey Decord. HL zipped through this, but Kuznetsov with Simoneau and Hua. Perot, Thomas, Othman, Afinaseyev, Madden, Edmonds, Sutter, Douglas, and Jackeye. Defense, Struble, Mayu, Mantimpalo, Butcher, Engstrom, and Fitzgerald. Mayu probably won't be for long. We're going to have to just see what we're going to have to do here, but he didn't do too well in these last games, the 31 games he played, so I'm going to drop him back to the AHL. Probably get a full season, maybe not. See how he does, but we're going to start him here in the AHL, 22 years old. Goalies, Sandstrom, and Havilid. Things to go over before we get into the home opener. I did trade away Riley Kidney for 2 third-round picks this year from Columbus. One was a Columbus pick, one was a Boston pick. But I'll just show you. We had no room for him anymore. He was 22, medium top 6. Kind of like a Hua situation. I don't really know where to fit him in our lineup, and he's at that age where any more years in the AHL, he's just going to stay an AHLer. That's why Hua is another one we're going to have to think really hard about and what we're going to do and the decisions we're going to make with him. But yeah, Riley Kidney here, 22 years old, medium top 6. I know he's 76 overall, but I put Fog of War back on, so right now it just shows 74. Jack Quinn here, still looking to get signed. He still wants the 4-year, $4 million. I'm curious to see if we did a 1-year, how much he'd want. We have no salary left, but yeah, 1 year, 2.4. I'm assuming they'd match that. We could go check how much money they have left, actually. 9 million left of cap space. So yeah, not much left for them. 1.8 to be exact. Yeah, they got a pretty decent lineup here. Skinner, Thompson, Tuck, Peterka, Cousins, Benson on the first two lines. So it's a pretty solid top six. Even their top nine is pretty good. They have Matt Savoie coming up, so they have to make space for some players. And I guess Quinn could potentially get traded or get signed elsewhere. We will see. Around December 1st, we'll check in again and see where that's at. All right, guys, so we're at the home opener against the Calgary Flames. So our first game of the season is a home opener. I'm freaking excited for this game. That's going to be in the next episode. So I'll leave you off here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a bit of a different one. I'm going to try to make the off seasons, a bit more interesting rather than just simming through July and having a boring long video. So yeah, like if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in episode 6. So peace for now.